Now, the taboo subject of sex, well, arguably not taboo for much longer. The adolescent generation of today is becoming more and more exposed to the topic of sex, whether it's on our TV screens, through the music industry, or online. Our values on sex and our outlook on relationships are ever changing in this modern day. There are many questions we could raise, such as, why have we allowed slut-shaming to become a thing? Someone's sexual preferences and experience is nothing to do with anything but themselves, surely. Or, why are we just so damn demanding in terms of sex? Tinder has allowed us to find sex with a swipe of a finger. We asked people what they thought the best and worst things about sex were. Here's what they said.
Best thing about sex is orgasms, and the worst thing is mess.
The best thing about sex is the feeling you get when you insert you know. The worst thing about sex is having to put a condom on.
I think the best thing is probably like finding out what someone else likes, and the worst thing is someone who doesn't want to listen.
Doesn't want to listen?
Yeah.
Dating apps have given a new lease of life to the dating scene, with 1.4 billion swipes per day on Tinder and a staggering 26 million matches. It's interesting to know that 81% of people lie about either their age, height or figure online. With that said, still 20% of committed relationships start online.
Yeah, I think it's more sex obsessed than previous, purely because I think of the ability to consume things like pornographic material more. I think it's more readily available on TV, etc. I think, so I think just basically from when you're young, sort of sexual ideologies and stuff are always encouraged and they're evident, whereas a long time ago they maybe weren't evident. You know, you didn't have TV, etc. And you didn't have the access to the internet. So I'd say, yeah, now the accessibility of finding online materials such as porn make it much easier to make us much more sex obsessed.
Are we more obsessed? Well, so I'm not sure what it's like from the hetero side, but from the homo side, like we've got so many different apps to choose from, it's unreal. We can literally just like find our nearest neighbor and just go over to their house, and then you'd find out your friends actually slept with that guy too, and you just be like, well, he was crap, well, how about this guy? And we just it just becomes like a regular topic. So not really obsessed, but I think it's kind of like integrated more.
I think sex has always been a part of who we are as people. I feel like it's a primal instinct to want to fuck, basically, you know, reproduce, have babies. I just feel like it's a lot more easily accessible nowadays than it used to be back in the day. Just the ways in which we go about getting sex today has changed, but I feel like we've always been obsessed about sex.
We interviewed Anna, who appeared on the Channel 4 programme Sex Box. Here's what she had to say.
Hello, my name's Anna and I'm a sexual astronaut. It was my mission to, at any time, to talk openly about sex. In fact, to the point where I'm actually talking about sex more than having it, which is quite an achievement.
So what is the reason you went on the show Sex Box?
I went on the show Sex Box because I believe that one of the main problems we have in terms of being a woman and being sexual is not being allowed to talk about it, and not being allowed to be open about it, not being able to be open about the fact that we enjoy it. What that does is it limits the amount of time people we can talk to about it. It puts us in dangerous situations, it makes us vulnerable, and people think I'm obsessed with sex. Well, no more than anyone else is. We all just want to get laid. I mean, pretty much everything we do is just, you know, stuff to do until we get laid the next time. I mean, I'm no different to anybody else in that sense. And but I talk about it all the time, and when I got given an opportunity to go on Sex Box, the producers, when they came to me, I wouldn't have done it if it was just titillation. I wouldn't have done it if it was just sensationalism, because I think making sex either too serious or too silly is where we've been going wrong.
What is the best and worst thing about sex?
Well, the best thing, if you've had an orgasm, you shouldn't need to ask me what the best thing about sex is. You know, it's kind of its orgasms, but also, I mean, obviously you can have one of those by yourself. In fact, several times. But I suppose the best thing about it is that connection that you get with someone. It's that air punchy, like, yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
As you can see, everyone has their own opinions when it comes to the topic of sex, whether they believe in sexual freedom or keeping it behind closed doors. But we come back to our question, are we a generation obsessed with sex? The answer is, who knows, but we sure do love to talk about it.